Hey everyone, Kevin Mangum here, and at day three of Funnel Hacking Live, and we're gonna do day two, the recap of day two. Um, Yesterday I went a little longer than I planned to. Today I'm gonna kind of keep it a little more brief, but we're still focusing on similar themes, frameworks thinking, how to think in frameworks, and one of the quotes that I was listening to a book called 10x is easier than 2x by Dan Sullivan and Dr. Ben Hardy, one of my favorite books. And incidentally, Dr. Hardy spoke at Funnel Hacker Live. I think it was 2023. I was able to get a picture with him. It was pretty cool. But one of the quotes that Dan Sullivan said was, "People that grow meet seem to meet growth-minded people." So just keep that in mind. You may be surrounded by people that don't understand that they can grow, don't understand why you want to grow. They want you to always be the same, and they don't know how to change. Um, but just keep striving for growth, and you will meet growth-minded people. And also, if you join the Call to Action Hangout, which is free, um, at call to action hangout.com, you can hang out with our new group and with growth minded people. All right. And as always, today's show is sponsored by CF Site Care. It's basically the service that allows people that have click funnels and they're passionate about what they're doing, but are not tech savvy or they don't have a lot of time to spare. We can do quick fixes and tweaks on email broadcasts, funnel pages, um, workflows, courses, and even calendar appointments, you name it. All right. And it's also brought by the Tech Starters Funnel Blueprint Pro, in which we build the entire website for you as well. And it's done for you. All right. Now, so back to that. People that grow seem to be growth minded people. So one of the speakers that was on stage was Miss Eileen Wilder. She's an amazing person, an amazing teacher, and she talked about one of the things that she talked about was the difference between amateurs and pros. Now we all have skills and things that we enjoy doing, and many of us are seemingly in the marketplace. We're at a amateur level versus pro level, and one of the things she talked about is that that we are hiding, like I'm hiding in a lot of ways, and I was hiding. And she said, when you hide, you rob the world of your calling from God. Okay, so if anything, it's it has a more, you know, I would say beneficial, altruistic, or spiritual benefit to the community and yourself and people. And it's something that maybe God put in your heart. So when you hide and you don't share your gift, you're robbing the world of something that maybe God put in your heart specifically so that you can help others. But when you're hiding, oh, I'm so scared to do it, you're not fulfilling that, okay? So you don't need to feel bad about it, but you need to think that not so much to feel bad or good about it, but that there's a moral obligation, as Russell said. Um, so one of the things she talked about that can help that a lot of us struggle with is people have a tendency to resonate with you when you're good at telling stories, um, especially when you're trying to present something to them and share something that you think will give value to their life. So she talked about this framework. Um, it's a belief and identity transformation system, and she called it just bits. Okay, so B as in boy, I as in indigo, T as in tango, S as in Sam. Bits. All right. So the I'm gonna kind of keep it brief, but the long and short of it is, um, when we tell a story that we think will help others, a lot of times we'll end up saying I the whole time. And generally speaking, people end up tuning out, um, and they don't know how to take it because it's not relatable to them. So one of the things that she said is you can say you can tell when you shift the story from I to you. So one way you can do it, um, her example was, uh, I went to Phono Hacking Live. Have you ever been to an event? And then that way it's it shifts over to them. Okay, it's not all about you having this, just like with me having this whatever fantastic or whatever experience. So then I'ma go a little bit further. Um, she said, so basically the 5-part framework goes like this, and I'll kind of keep it short and explain the gist of it. But it's I, you, point, meaning get to the point. Get to the point. So like a lot of times we're talking, I know I can be long-winded with techno babble, blah blah blah. I don't get to the point. So get to the point. That you have their attention. So you go I, you, then get to the point. Then she said, so it's I, you, point, they, and then soundbite. So basically, she was saying, and this is very powerful. I need to study this a little bit more, but I'm just going off my notes from yesterday. But she said, so you say I, you, and then a soundbite can be like a quote from someone else. And she also talked about this thing called soundbite stack, where you have famous quote, and quote from yourself. Um, so basically, what you could do, is you could say something um, like with the Dan Kennedy quote, um, he talked about people that grow seem to be growth-minded people. You could say, um, I went to this, or I watched this class online, and it was quite interesting. I feel like I learned a lot. Have you ever watched a class online and felt like it was amazing? Well, the speaker talked about how we should surround ourselves with growth-minded people. And oh, let me one point I forgot to mention. When she says I, you, point, and they is going to be an enemy, a common enemy. So this is another way to people. There's a quote that says something like, I'm kind of not perfectly quoting it, but people bond over a common enemy much easier than something that they like, that they have in common. Okay, this is just human nature. Okay, so so you could say, you know, I took this class online, and it was a growth minded. It was all about being growth minded person. Have you ever taken a class online like that? Um, you know, so and then you could say, because you ever noticed that people that want to keep you down or keep you where you are or keep you as you've always been, they never like when you talk about growth. They act very negative towards you and they have nothing good to say when you're trying to change. I don't tell a lot of people, but this event made me want to be more open. Um I had a drinking problem, when I was growing up, and it affected me off and on throughout the years, and I've been sober probably let's see, what is this? Probably over 10 years now, over 10 years now. But um, like in that case, I would say I wrote this down because I want to share this. I would say you know you know I was one of those drunks that was like falling under the table and like slurring my words and all that. Have you ever been that way? Um, you know, and then I would go further and say like, well, I started watching these motivational courses and they talk about being growth minded and how we should surround each other with growth minded people. I always found myself um feeling much better about myself when I were around people that, were growth minded, read books and so forth. So um have you, like I said, do you find yourself like having trouble with an addiction or procrastination or things like that? And like I said, so it's you get to the point and then they, because the truth is they don't understand the value of growth. They don't want to see you grow. They want you to stay as you are. And then, you know, um, a sound bite could be the quote. That's at the end I would quote, Dan Sullivan or Tony Robbins or Russell Brunson or Eileen Wilder. You know, people that grow seem to me growth minded people. So again, I don't want to butcher Miss Eileen's framework here, but I thought it was amazing. I hope that's helpful. Um, when you talk to people, you don't want to just people need help and they're drawn to you. They're drawn to your light. You don't want to just hit them with facts and statistics. Um, you want to use this framework. You, point, they, and soundbite. So just to recap this framework, and then we'll wrap things up. This was a big one for me. There were a lot of big things. I'm gonna have to probably come back and record more stuff. But um, you know, basically, it's I first you talked about yourself, and then you say, hey, I've learned this, or I've had this experience. Have you? So you, and then get to the point. Because I noticed when I was watching this motivational course, growth minded course, that it improved my self esteem and everything. Um, and you say they, because and I know, the people around us, people we grew up, whatever, they only see us in one light. They only see our past. They only see our mistakes. They only see the bad things. So quite naturally, we need to surround ourselves, as Dan Sullivan says, people that grow seem to meet growth minded people. We need to surround ourselves with growth minded people, period. Okay. So there's no, we always try to justify and reconcile like why we entertain the emotional things that, people that don't understand our dreams. Okay. Um, the truth is, if you're around growth minded people, you don't have to shun or be away from your friends and family per se, but you do need to be in the company of growth minded people. So that's my message for today. I'm going to get ready for Funnel Hacking Live Day 3. I hope you enjoyed. There was so much goodness and so much gold in what she said. I kind of condensed it down, but I think you know, I think I'll be talking about this a little bit more, in the future, God willing. So, all right, y'all have a great day. Take care, and stay tuned.